A very warm good morning to one and all. It is an honor and privilege for me to welcome you all on behalf of Amaljodi College of Engineering to the STTP on Paradigm Shift in Assessment and Evaluation Practices for Engineering Graduates Phase 2. Today, we have amidst us a proficient resource person for various seminars, invited talks, and training programs, including assessment and accreditation process of NAC and NBA. Professor K.G. Satish Kumar, Head of the Department, Electronics and Communication Engineering, Amaljodi College of Engineering. Sir served as an engineer in Indian Air Force from 1985 to 2001. After joining Amaljodi in 2001, he has played multifaceted roles as the HOD, member of the Academic Board of Governors, Internal Quality Assurance Cell Coordinator, PTA Secretary, and many more. Under his leadership, the Department of Electronics and Communication Engineering became one of the prime departments to be accredited by NBA for the first time in 2008 and the accreditation valid till 2023. I welcome you, sir, to deliver your session on a journey through the NBA accreditation manual.
Good morning and thank you, Miss, for your brief introduction. Wholeheartedly, I welcome all the participants to our own college, our own departments. Today's session will be discussing about a journey through the NBA accreditation manual. So I would like to share my experience in this domain and my experience with the interaction with the different accreditation team interacted with our college, came to our college for our own department and for other department. So presently we are in the outcome-based education and outcome-based assessment and outcome-based accreditation. Let us see the outcome of today's sessions. Upon successful completion of this section, each participant would be able to understand the objectives and significance of National Board of Accreditation, NBA. We should be able to identify the accreditation manual suitable for your program, able to analyze various factors involved in accreditation, should be able to design a workflow for the accreditation of our own program, evaluate the respective programs and identify the gaps. If we have a thorough preparations, thorough planning and self-evaluation before submitting the applications and self-assessment report to the NBA, and if you can find out the loopholes or the gaps of ours, rectify, correct it, modify it, then you go for the accreditation. Easy to get through the accreditation with a good score. That's the objective of. So after this 2-hour section and one more section tomorrow, I'm confident that we, as an individual, will be able to do everything for their department or the program accreditation activity. That's what my aim. Let us see how successful we in this scenario. So this is an overview of my presentation, discussing about what is an NBA. Many senior people are there. They are all knowing all those things, mainly focusing on the youngsters and those who are new to this area. If you have any doubt in between, if I am wrong somewhere, you can correct it me and we can continue the session. There is no problem. Or at the last, we have some time is reserved for the discussion. You can send the question through chat box or unmuting your mic and you can ask. So discussing about an overview of NBA, accreditation models, manual for accreditation, accreditation flowchart, filing of self-assessment report, and model accreditation visits. So about NBA, it was the part of AICTE till 1994 and become an autonomous body in 1994. And in 2010, January onwards, the autonomous status for the NBA independent autonomous body. And in 2007, we got a provisional membership in Washington Accord, you are a professional member till 2014. On June 13th, 2014, we become the permanent signatory on Washington Accord. And objectives of NBA, there are 10 objectives are there, self-explanatory and self-understanding. So just put the key or the main two objectives in my presentation. To assess and accredit the technical education program like engineering, management, pharmacy, and hotel management. To accrediting the technical programs. And ultimate objective is to set the quality benchmark targeted at global and national stockpile of human capital in all fields of technical education. Main objective is to make a quality benchmark at global, that is international and national level. So let us see what is Washington Accord. It's an international multilateral agreement among bodies responsible for accrediting the undergraduate engineering degree programs in their own country. And initially in 1989, only 6 countries were signed in this. And till 2007, at 2007, we become a professional member, and 2014, we become the permanent signatory. So it recognizes the substantial equivalency of program accredited by bodies that are its signatory. All the member countries, those are signed in this Washington Accord, their program, whether they're running in Kerala or in Gujarat or in India or in Malaysia or in Japan, whichever the country it may be, all the programs are at level. They can do these recommended accredited programs. Recommend that graduates of program accredited by any of the signatory bodies be recognized mutually as having met the academic requirements for entry to the practice of engineering in the area of their jurisdiction. Suppose around 10-20 countries are signed in this Washington Accord, those peoples can work in all these 20 countries independently with the same qualifications. Signatory status is subject to the condition that only for the program accredited by the NBA are eligible for the mutual recognition under Washington Accord. As faculty, we all knowing that when our students are leaving the campus, and if they are studying from non-accredited colleges, then especially in the Gulf or Arab countries, a BTech graduate was getting the graduate salary when we came to this Washington Accord and NBA accreditation. And those students studied in non-accredited colleges, their salary has drastically cut from a graduate to a diploma level. That's the practical scenario experienced by or listened by many of us. The major committees and authorities of NBA, again for knowledge purpose, General Council, that is the principal authority of the NBA, the Executive Committee, Academic Advisory Committee, and chaired by the chairman of NBA, and member secretary is the member secretary of all these committees, and he is the executive authority of NBA. Then what is accreditation? It is the process of formal recognition of quality of an educational program or institution. The NBA is concerned, this accreditation is for the program. NAC is concerned, accreditation is for the entire institution by external independent agency on the basis of impartial assessment based on well-defined criteria. For NBA, they have certain criteria, 10 criteria are there. Similarly, for the NAC, they have their own criteria. Again, we have different criteria for Tier 1 and Tier 2. It is a process of quality assurance and improvement. It is not for policing us, not for criticizing it, but it's only for the quality assurance and improvement, quality enhancement and improvement. That is the main objective or the main purpose of accreditation. There is 2 types of accreditation: institutional accreditation, normally given by the National Body of Accreditation, NAC, and program accreditation is by the NBA. There are 2 accreditation models: input-output model. There was no scope for innovation and creativity in the curriculum. When we are gone for the accreditation in 2008, we have undergone the input-output model. Now that input-output model is not there, we are having the outcome-based model. Outcome-based model, it's a learner-centric or student-centric than the teacher-centric. diversity in goals and objectives. We can set the goals, we can set the objectives starting from vision, mission, coming up to the course outcome. We can set the objectives and outcome. There is a scope for continuous improvement. It's more beneficial for stakeholders and meet the expectation of stakeholders in the outcome-based model. And in input-output based assessment, we were looking about the infrastructure facilities, students, teachers, support. How many students are there? How many teachers are there? What is the result? How the management is going on? How the syllabus? How calendar? Pass percentage and number of publications. These are the main criteria on which the input-output based accreditation was going on. Then outcome-based assessment is what knowledge, skill, and behavior a graduate is expected to attain upon just completion of a program and after 4 to 5 years of graduation. We call it as program outcome and program educational objective. And observable and measurable abilities and outcomes. That's the outcome-based assessment. There will be 12 graduate attributes are there, defined by the NBA and is approved as per the Washington Accord. And this from these 12 graduate attributes, 12 program outcome now framed by the NBA itself. Now this necessitates mapping of outcome with the graduate attributes, objectives, mission, vision. We will come across all these terms in coming slides. And significance of accreditation, it varies, depends upon the stakeholders. Basically, it is an international recognition as we are the member of Washington Accord. And it is to bring our program into the world-class category. It's an educational passport for our students. That means it encourages and facilitates the mobility of engineering graduates and professionals at international level. And it recognizes the equivalency of program, substantial equivalency of the program. And it is to excel among stakeholders and the different stakeholders, students graduating from an accredited college or non-accredited college. Accredited students supposed to be excel in all aspects than the non-accredited students. Then faculty, then alumni, parents, recruiters, industries, government and public sectors, regulators, management and institution. For all them, the significance is different. Let us see about the significance at institution level. It is a continuous improvement towards excellence and building a brand name. Government funding for project implementation. Even in the beginning stages or in the 2009, 2008, for getting a PG program in an affiliated institution, accreditation was must. For applying for MODROP or funded project, accreditation was must. To make the institute or department aware about the strength and weakness of the institutions or program offered by it, to identify the weakness. Somebody see from the outside agency comes visit our campus, go through our process, they can identify our strength and weakness than what we see normally. And for the parents, it's an assurance of quality education to their wards. For alumni, career with professional accomplishment. For students, selection of institutions and educational programs of higher standards. They have the satisfaction, admission in reputed educational institutions for higher studies, wide range of job opportunities and international mobility, and for the faculty, a career growth in an inspirational environment with academic freedom. Once we go through this accreditation process, every faculty will be learning many new things, and they are also growing up. They also learn many new things. As an individual growth is there, as well as the department-wise career growth will be there. Then government funding for project implementation, enhance the research capability. For industries and employers, they can have recruitment of well-qualified, competent, and role-ready graduates and employable graduates they are expecting from an accredited college. Improved industry institute interaction for government and regulators, quality improvement in the education, availability of skilled manpower. We always say employment is not the problem, employability is the problem. And if we can set our objective and outcomes in such a way, our students are sellable products, then the accreditation will become a meaningful process. Then coming to the manual for accreditation, there are general manual for accreditation. All these informations are available in the NBA site, and manual for accreditation of undergraduate engineering program, Tier 1, Tier 2, and manual for the postgraduate engineering programs, and for the management. All those separate manuals are there. But more or less, the informations in the each manual is same, only slight variations in the assessment parameters and the general informations are common. So far what we discussed is mainly from the general manual for accreditation. So general manual for accreditation have 4 parts or 4 chapters: introduction, accreditation process, evaluation, code of conduct, feedback, fee structure, and refund policy. We will see one by one. About the NBA, its objective, its functioning, its regulatory bodies, all those things are mentioned in the introduction. So previous slides, all those informations were collected from the part 1 of the general manual. Then accreditation process, starting from application, then evaluation process, how the process is conducted in the campus, code of conduct, how transparent and how confident, not confident, how transparent and how sincere evaluation is done. Then there will be a feedback process. There are 360-degree feedback process, then fee structure and refund policy. All those things are given in the starting from fee structure, refund. These are in the annexure of the accreditation manual 1. Let us see. So the internal part, just you can read also. The part 1 will have preamble about NBA, objective, authorities, Washington Accord, accreditation, OBE and OBA, purpose of accreditation, benefits of accreditation, impact of accreditation, and imperatives of accreditation. Just I given in few slides all those informations. The chapter 2, scope of the accreditation, classification of institution, general policy on accreditation, accreditation criteria, self-assessment process and report, stages of accreditation, continuation of accreditation, accreditation fee, and reconsideration of program. We will come one by one. Then evaluation process, composition of the evaluation team, best qualifiers for evaluation team, general policies for formation of the evaluation team, evaluation documents, pre-visit activities, award of accreditation, and appeal procedure. All these manuals are self-explanatory. And code of conduct, NBA guideline for code of conduct, conflict of interest policy, NBA policy on misconduct shown or and done by the, everything is laid out in the policy. We'll go through. So accreditation process, mainly 4 stages are there. Initial stage, that's the registration part, pre-assessment stage, then assessment stage, and post-assessment stage. So initial stage, we have to visit eNBA website, and that is STTP nba.nba.india.org, and we have to check we have registered or not. So there will be a screen where we can, if registered, then we can proceed for the application. First time user, it's only a one-time registration and permanent registration. Once you are registered for NBA accreditation, till the college is there, we can continue with that registration. If already registered, then proceed. If no, we have to fill in the initial registration details to get login credentials in your registered mail. So we need only a username and a password. We can create a login using credentials, receive to fill in, complete the registration details and submit the registration fee. And then we can proceed to the application stage. So you can see it's accreditation workflow management system. And so you enter into the NBA site, we can see for the registration, there will be a forget password, new registration. While clicking the new registration, as like normal any other registration process. They will be asking a username. Username can be our college name, and we can set a password. And they will be asking for some mobile number, and that mobile number and email ID, we should keep it safe and we should remember. And then we can create it. Once we create it, then further we can log into the site. And first step is to submit the pre-qualifier, that is the pre-assessment stage. So initial registration, fill in the initial registration details, college name, college little status, and its mobile number and email ID. We will be getting a login information. Once we log in, or when we created a initial registration, that number, that information will be permanent. After filing the initial registration form, user get user ID and password to fill in the complete registration form. Then come into the pre-assessment stage. In pre-assessment stage, again we'll be visiting to the eNBA website. Click at the application under accreditation tab and select apply for accreditation. We have to click the link on the applications. Then we can generate the application by selecting discipline. Discipline means which type of program, which type of college we have, whether it is a UG, what's called engineering, pharmacy, diploma, all those things can be selected in discipline. Level, whether it is UG level or PG level. Tier, whether our institutions in tier 1 or tier 2. Then program. Suppose in a college, suppose under one department itself, if you have 2 UG programs, so which program we are looking? We are going for the accreditation program. After that, we have to upload the AICTE approval letter, sanctioned starting from our initial approval letter till the present year's approval letter. We should upload it. Then application ID is generated, and you are prompted to fill in pre-qualifiers and payment of 10% of fee. The total initial registration, for getting this, we have to pay a 1 lakh rupees initial registration fee. Then after getting the initial registration, when we get a username, password, and then we get the, when we submit the basic approval letter and information, we will be getting the application ID. Once we get the application ID, then we have to fill in the pre-qualifiers. Pre-qualifiers are the set of document and the basic minimum informations of our institution. We have to give about the institution name, principals, or the HOD's name, number, phone number, then minimum number of faculty available, result, student, basic information. We'll go through that. So minimum information we have to fill it. It comes around 5 to 6 pages. After filing it, then all we are doing it nowadays through the online process. Earlier, we used to download the format from the NBA site, fill it, take a printout, get the signature, go to bank, get the DD or DD, and send it them by post or whatever the media. Then 10% of the fee we have to do. Then we will be submitting. Once we submit it, the pre-qualifier generated will be approved. If the approved, we can proceed to the next stage. If not, suppose they say it's not qualified, then prepare yourself for reassessment and apply again. So they'll tell these are the minimum required informations you are not fulfilling or not filling. In such situations, we can do reassessment. What are the shortcomings they told? Suppose sometimes maybe a clerical mistake or maybe the point which we forgot to add it, we can correct it and resubmit it within 15 days. So this is the pre-assessment stage of the application, that is including the pre-qualifier. Up to the pre-assessment stage, next is the assessment stage. Then we can download the SAR from NBA website, that STTP, that's the same site for preparation. So nowadays we are doing with the ESAR, online version is there, for each program in the prescribed format and submit. Suppose we are applying for 5 programs in this college. Each department, program means exactly the difference between department and program. Suppose EC department is doing BTech in electronics and communication and BTech in biomedical engineering. We have to apply 2 separate SAR, or we have to apply 2 separate forms for each program. Fill in the ESAR. What are the information to be filled? Those things also we'll be discussing in the coming slides, either today or tomorrow. So for a reference or for study purpose, we can download the SAR from the NBA website and find out the data has to be filled. Then after filling it, after filing it, we are doing nowadays, it's online in the prescribed format and submit it. Then after submitting, we have to pay the remaining 90%. 10% fee we have submitted along with the pre-qualifier, and then 90% will be doing with the this process. Then they will be asking, that NBO office will be asking to submit, suggest 5 sets of dates. Someday, most probably they are asking for the 3 dates, 3 sets of date we can give. From that, that NBA office will be coordinating and they will be finalizing the date of visit. Then NBA team will be visiting our organization. So initial process is registration, pre-qualifier, then submitting the SIR. So after the assessment stage, next is the post-assessment stage. Post-assessment stage means we have submitted the application, they came for the assessment, and then the evaluators give the report. Then what is the further actions? So submission of evaluation report to the NBA by visiting team will be given to the moderation committee. Moderation committee will be looking into the document we submitted, and they will be looking into the report given by the evaluation report of the NBA visiting team. If they found some queries or some doubts they have, they may send a mail to the respective institution. These are the queries. If you have some corrections or suggestions, we can do it. Surely we have a provision to give the response within the 10 days. We can give the report. Then again, the moderation committee will be looking and they'll be discussing with the evaluation and assessment committee. And this evaluation and assessment committee recommendations are placed in the subcommittee of academic assessment committee. Then they'll be giving the accreditation status communicated to the institution. If the accreditation status is accepted, then we have been accredited either for 3 years or 6 years, depends upon our score. If not, suppose we expected getting accreditation and not accredited, then we can go for the appeal against the accreditation status within 30 days. For that, we have to pay 1.5 lakh rupees as the appeal fee. Then our appeal will be going to the appellate committee and academic advisory committee. They will look into it. If they may invite our chairman of the visiting team and discuss about these are the points put forward by the institution on your inspection, you have some comment or something. Then again, once it is convinced, or they have, sometimes they may change the status, or sometimes they may give a correct answer and coming it back. Once we got accredited, suppose we got accredited for 3 years, then almost after 2.5 years, we have to submit a compliance report. Or after 6 years, if you are going, then we have to give it for the re-accreditation application. So prior to expiry, we have to give the compliance report. In compliance report also we'll discuss what are the shortcomings in our last accreditation visit, what action we have taken, how it is improved. These are the 2-3 aspects in the complaints report. So this is the brief idea about the post-assessment stage. So this is showing about the generation of application form for accreditation. As in the site, we will be applying date, discipline, we can select it, whether it is engineering, technology and pharmacy, management or computer application. And in that discipline, level, UG or PG, tier 1 or tier 2 program. Select the program. Then if you want to add to the list, and suppose we are going for 5 programs, 1 from the engineering, 1 from the management or 1 from computer applications, then we can select and add to that. That is this application generation. Then this is showing a screenshot of the front screen. We'll be going to the SIR anyway one by one. So here we'll have the name of the department, name of the program for consideration, level, UG/PG, year of the start, year of AICTE approval, initial intake, and subsequent intake. For our college, initially in 2001, we started with the 45, then it becomes 60 in 2002, then it becomes 90, then 120. So all those informations in separate table format we have to submit along with the applications. Then program or documentations, current intake, accreditation status, whether we are accredited and do we have a valid accreditation. If no, accredited or not accredited, the name of the program, program approved list, applied list level, program applied, start of year of AICTE approval, initial intake increase, current intake, accreditation status, from to, then preparation for program for consideration, duration, and all this. If you want to add some more row, we can add it. This is the save on next. It's a simple process. If we have the basic informations and data one by one, we can proceed further and save and continue till last day of submission, final submission. We can modify our applications like any other online application. Then this is the generic view of a self-assessment report, which is the detailed information we give about the institution. There are three parts. Part A is institutional information, institutions details, students and faculty details, contact details, then program information. That's the program which is applied for the accreditation, program level criteria, and the institutional level criteria. In part C, declaration by the institution. Then Annexer 1 will be giving about the program outcome. Earlier, we had to frame the program outcome on the basis of graduate attributes. Nowadays, program outcomes is common for all engineering programs. But we can create our own program specific outcome in addition to the program outcome for a particular program. The program specific outcome we can define ourselves, but program outcome is set and given by the NBA. So this is the title page which showing that after submitting the application, they'll be asking us to give the 5 slots of date. So we have to select our application number, slot 1 from 2. Normally, if more than one program is having the accreditation, going for the accreditation, then we have to give for 3 days. If it's a one program, it is 2 days program. Okay, so this is the accreditation flow chart as a whole, which I explained one by one. First, institution, whether registered with ENBA. If registered with ENBA, then we'll be going for the applying the application for the accreditation program. If not, we'll be doing e-registration with ENBA, fill in the registration form, submit the registration fee. Then applies the accreditation program, generating the temporary application, fills and submit the pre-qualifier, paying the 10% of accreditation fees. Whether the program complies with the essential pre-qualifiers program, that they will be checking. If yes, we can proceed further. No, we have to modify our informations and we have to apply again. And if yes, we have to continue, fill and submit the SIR, remit the remaining 90% fees, submit the visiting date. NBA constitute the evaluation team. Evaluation team conduct the accreditation visit and submit the evaluation report to the NBA. Then moderation committee, evaluation and accreditation committee, and finally they'll be intimating us whether the accreditation is given or not. If you have some appeal against the accreditation decision, then again to the appellate committee and academic advisory committee, they will communicate it back to us. This is the generic flowchart of the entire accreditation process. So coming to the fee structure, except diploma program, the registration fee is 1 lakh. That is initially once we register it, and this registration fee is one-time fee for an institution, 1 lakh. Then coming to the accreditation fee, we have to pay for one program, it is 5 lakh. And for the remaining all program, 2 extra. For 3 program, it is 5 plus 4, that is 3 lakhs plus 2. 3 plus 2, 5 for the one program, 3 plus 4 for 2 program, 3 plus 6 means for every additional program we have to give 2 lakhs. So 13 lakhs rupees we have to spend, along with the tax is there. Tax as applicable that we have to pay once we are going for a 5 program. Even if you are going for one program, 5 lakh plus tax we have to pay. So we should better, my opinion, we should go for the 5 or what 5 program. 5 program is the maximum number of programs which can be accredited in one go. So apply 5 program, pay 13,000, and work for that and get it. And if you are not convinced with the result of them, then we can go for appeal. You have to pay 1,50,000 rupees. And once it is completed, if you are going for the compliance fee, suppose we got 3 years accreditation, and we want to go for further 3 years continuous before expiry, then we have to give a compliance report to be submitted along with the fees of 2 lakh for one program and 50,000 for additional program. For 5 program, that is 2 plus 2, 4 lakhs. Then for diploma program, it's slightly less fees with respect to the other professional. Registration fee remains same. And they have the accreditation fee of 2 lakhs for one program, 3.5, 5, 6.5 and 8. And appeal fee is 1.5. And complaint fee is 1 lakh, 1.5 to 2.5 and 3 lakhs. So now, so far, we discussed about the basic accreditation application process and procedures. Now we'll see about we'll compare or we'll go through the accreditation manual for the program Tier 1 and Tier 2. The manuals, in all these manuals internally, inside the portions, introduction, accreditation policy, accreditation criteria, process, fee structure, pre-qualifier, self-assessment report, almost the same. Only the variations only in the academic accreditation criteria where their value will slightly change. Accordingly, the evaluation pattern also will change. We'll see one by one. So coming to the Tier 1 and Tier 2 institution, as we all know, the Tier 1 institutions is centrally funded institutions which have the freedom to design and develop and update the curricula and also have the complete academic autonomy, like your IITs, IIC, then IIIT, NIT, central universities, state universities, private universities under the Section 25 of Indian Company Act, then deemed universities, and institution declared as autonomous by a competent empowered authority. Nowadays, that national new education policy, almost all universities and institutions should go for the autonomy status, and then only we can start majority of the program independently. So the autonomous institutions also will come in the Tier 1 institution. All other institutions which is affiliated to a university, they comes under the Tier 2 institutions. So the Tier 1 institution is having the freedom to set their curriculum. They have the freedom to develop their course and curriculum. So those areas they will have more score than an affiliated. Affiliated university or the institution have restrictions on the curriculum setup. So their score or the weightage will be comparatively less with respect to the Tier 1 institution. So we'll go through the scores and other aspects. So Tier 2 also, as I mentioned, it's a non-autonomous institution affiliated to university. Internally, all those things are the fee structure, pre-qualified, self-assessment report. Then in the self-assessment report, we'll be having a program level criteria and institutional level criteria. You can see here, this is showing about the program level criteria. There are 7 program level criteria, starting with the vision, mission, and program educational objective. You look about the weightage, 50 mark for the Tier 1 institutions and 60 for the Tier 2. And program curriculum and teaching learning process, we have the 100 for the Tier 1 and 120 for the Tier 2. This is in the teaching learning process. Coming to the course outcome and program outcome, 175 for the Tier 1 and only 120 for the Tier 2, because they have the freedom. In course outcome, we'll have the course code, whether it's a lecture, tutorial, practical. Even if for every course we can add some project work, all those things is possible by a autonomous institutions or a Tier 1 institution. Tier 2, once we are affiliated to a university, then we have to follow their rules and regulations. So we doesn't have that freedom to, even though the course outcomes and program outcome is standard, course outcome we can modify, but the main course outcomes will be given by the university as per their syllabuses. Then students' performance, 100 for Tier 1 and 150 for the Tier 2. Faculty informations and contributions equal for 200. You can see in this score, maximum weightage of 200 is for the faculty informations and contributors. So we the faculties are the major role or the major contributors for the accreditation. And in the accreditation awarding criteria also, 4 and 5, we should have minimum percentage of mark. If we have a total score is more than 600 or 750, we may not get accreditation provided we doesn't have the minimum eligible score for the part 5, 4 and 5. And facility and technical support 80-80. Continuous improvement for tier 1 it is 75, for us it is 50. Our continuous improvement is again depends upon our curricula, about depends upon the university, affiliated university. That's why the weightage. If you look this is 780 will be there in the both the category. Then institutional level, that is first year academics, student support system, governance, institutional support, and financial resources. 120. When we were in the input output model, this area we are having more weightage than the outcome based accreditation. Totally it is out of 1000 for both tier 1 and tier 2. Then coming to the documents regarding visits of experts. And all those documents are available in the annexure to the general manual. If you are going for a tier 2 institution, then tier 2 manual, tier 1 means tier. So pre-visit preparation for the chairman, pre-visit evaluation report for evaluator. I am mentioning all these things. If we can go through all these things, we'll understand. Even if we are not a chairman, we'll understand what are the things they are preparing, what are the things they are looking. So, and we can work on that whenever they ask or whenever they come for the visits, we'll have the solutions. Our visit will be smooth. Pre-visit evaluation report for evaluator. For visiting team, we'll be having 1 chairman and 2 program evaluator. For 1 program, there will be minimum 3. For every additional program, 2 more evaluators. Evaluators will be from the same program. And the chairman may or may not from that same program. Suppose 4 or 5 programs are going, he may be from one of the program, not necessarily he from that 5 program. Chairman is independent, but evaluators are from our own program. Then visit to schedule, that normally 3-day visit schedule. First day what, 0th day what, all those informations are given in the visit schedule. Then list of documents to be verified during the visit by the evaluators. If we know the list of documents they are verifying, and we can prepare those documents, we can show them it readily, then the inspection will be smooth as well as result will be fruitful. And evaluation guidelines, how to proceed with the evaluation. Then chairperson's visit report, that will be part A, B, C. Then evaluators visit report part A, B, and C. And certificate of participation to be filled by chairperson of the visiting team. So the chairman will be giving about the participation of the evaluators, then participation of the college or the institution, then certificate to be filled in by the head of the institutions. That principal has to give a certificate about their performance. Then feedback form to be filled in by institution. All these documents are available along with the manual. It's available in the NBA site. Just go through one by one, understand each term, prepare accordingly. Then once we submit the application, they plan for the pre-visit. Pre-visit activity means when we submit the pre-qualifier and SIR, within 15 days or before the visit, 15 days before the site visit, these evaluators and chairman will be getting our SIR online. They can go through that, program evaluators review the SIR and prepare the pre-visit report well in advance and send it to the chairperson of the visiting team 2 to 3 days before the visit. The pre-visit report is discussed on day 0 of the visit. So if while preparing the pre-visit activities, if the evaluators find something wrong or something is missing, they may contact the NBA office, and the NBA office may indirectly will contact us and they will be asking us to correct or modify, or if you have made some changes in your what is called SIR, correct it and keep it ready or send it to them once again to the NBA. We have no freedom to contact with the evaluators before or after the inspection. we will not come to know also about the details. Earlier, before Washington Accord and all, we were knowing about they'll be giving the list of professor chairman. We had to contact them. We had to make the arrangement for their stay in different good accommodations. Then we had to bring them. We have the time to interact with them more. But present situation, the team, once the team comes to our college carports, only we'll know these are the people. Even these members also doesn't know who are all. They might have communicated through the mail or independently to the chairman. Once on the 0th day means suppose the schedule is scheduled for 3, 4, and 5. Second day evening, majority of this team will be coming to their common stay place that is arranged by the NBA, and they will be having a brief discussion. Or they are coming on the same morning, then they may have a discussion privately without the interaction with, or this that's called the evaluation team will be discussing on the entire process. That is what the pre-visit discussions and report. Then members of evaluation team that I already mentioned for institutional program details. Then member evaluation team should not contact the institution directly. Then visiting team to the institution for accreditation. A typical accreditation visit is for 3 days. The visiting team consists of chairperson and 2 program evaluators for each program. It's already mentioned. Need not be from the same state as of the institution and should not have any professional relation with the institution and or program. And they have to give a declaration and feedback taken from the chairperson and the evaluators. They are not from the same status or they doesn't have any relation with that particular institution. Then during the accreditation visit, they will be looking into the outcomes of the education provided in that institution, doing a quality assurance processes, including internal reviews. To assess the evaluation team in its assessment, institution should provide many information, so we should keep it ready, like activities and work of the students, assessment, and we have to keep some sample assignments, sample assessment sheets, question paper, motivation and enthusiasm of faculty, qualifications and activities of faculty members. We should have a file having the informations related to the faculty, starting from their qualification, appointment letter, promotion, their participation in STTP or funded project. All those information should be in a file, and their research activities, all those things should be in the file. And if they ask, we should show. Most probably, they'll be asking for a list of faculties or the list of members in the college. Randomly, they'll be selecting some numbers or some faculty name. They may call for an interactions, or they may be asking to show the service record or record book of those faculties. We should be able to show them. If we doesn't have, then we will be in a sorry failure. So whichever the list we give to the submitting in the SIR or pre-qualifiers or complaints report, ensure they are all in our acquittance. Simply in attendance register will not show they are in our acquittance. In our acquittance, in our attendance, in our course plan, program, timetable, all those things. If you are showing a faculty is taking the class, they can check it through our timetable, through our attendance register. They can see about our salary register. They can look for the many documents. Even they may be asking randomly to the students. Okay. Qualifications activities of faculty members should be in a file. Then infrastructure of facilities, starting from the title deed of the institution to the latest tax receipt should be in a file. And they'll be looking the minimum required infrastructure, what is called our land is there, then laboratory facilities, then library facilities, industry participations, then organization, how stable, what are the financial sources, their fund. In library facilities, they'll be looking into the digital softwares, digital materials, the number of journals, number of volumes, number of publications, number of books, as per the AICTE norms and as per the number of students. All those things will be interacted with the library, librarian, chief librarian. then profile of the faculty involved in the program, evidence that the resultant of assessment of course outcomes, program outcomes are being applied to the reviews and ongoing improvement of program effectiveness. So in our outcome-based accreditation model, so we are looking for the outcome of the program. So starting from the vision of the institution, and there will be mission statement of the institution. We will be coining the vision mission statement of the department or the program. For the department, there will be a vision mission statement. And we are achieving the vision through the mission. And to meet this mission and vision of the department or the program and the institution, we have to set the program educational objective. Program educational objective is what is our expectation of a graduate after 4 to 5 years of their graduation. Means once they leave the campus, after 4 to 5 years, where we are expecting our graduate, maybe at a middle level, managerial level, or maybe in some research institute, maybe at a top level, or whatever, that be our expectation. Suppose we are telling we are expecting your students in a high research institute. So to reach him in a high research institute within 4 to 5 years, starting from the day one of our course, we should train him to reach up to that position, which way we can proceed it. So we should have that objective, that should be in our outcome, and that should be in our delivery method also. So we make the program educational objective. Then we have the program outcome. Program outcomes are coined by NBA on the basis of 12 graduate attributes. And each of these course outcome is adding some quality factors or quality information to the student. And if we go systematically, follow the graduate attributes and program outcome, surely the graduate who is graduating from our program will have all those qualities. We are expecting all these 12 graduate attributes. It's almost all-round development of a graduate, graduating and leaving the campus. On the day of course completion, what we expect from a student, all those informations are there in the program outcome. And this program outcome, then we have a program specific outcome. Program specific outcome is for EC, there will be program outcome for electronics, electrical, computer, mechanical, civil, all these engineering program will be same. But program specific outcome for EC is different from EEE or IT or mechanical or civil, different branch. This program specific outcome we can coin with respect to our own programs or depends upon our own curriculum. If you are affiliated to affiliated institution, then as per the along with the university curriculum, and we can add some add-on courses, minor or some industrial training or internship or project work along with our regular routine work, so that we can achieve all these 12 graduate attributes. This all our curriculum or syllabus wise subjects may not cover all these graduate attributes. So we should give some additional programs like minor or some bridge courses. So we will be having a course outcome. So program then comes to the course outcome. Each program will have a balanced curriculum, will have the composition of basic science, basic engineering, basic science will have the maths also will be there, then basic engineering will be there, humanities subjects will be there, core subject will be there, elective will be there, then project will be there, viva will be there. The percentage will vary, but all this composition will constitute a balanced curriculum. Normally, a 160 to 180 credit is expected for a balanced curriculum. In 160 to 180 credit, some course may have 2 credits, some may have 3 credit or 4 or whatever it may vary. So each of this course, and again the program, we may have a 3-year program or 4-year or 5-year program. Depends upon the program. We have the semester. Each semester, we have to study some certain courses. And each course may have 3 to 4 or 4 to 5 outcomes will be there. Normally preferred 5 to 6 course outcomes. This course outcomes can be made or prepared by the who is designing the course by getting approved, or even the faculty who is delivering the course can modify that course outcome. There is no problem. Our objective or our expectation is our student, once we graduating from the program, should get all these graduate attributes. And our students should be able to reach the program educational objective of our institution. So we can make the course outcome. Suppose a C programming course is not taught for a EC student or electrical student. As we know that programming skills should be developed for all. So we can add an add-on course with the programming or .NET or Java, so whichever the program it may be. Sometimes we are not teaching the modern tools, or it's not available in the software latest technology. We can add it. We can give something. So we should have the evidence of the assessment of course outcome, how we are measuring the course outcomes and program outcomes being applied to the review and ongoing improvement of program effectiveness. That means when we should have the document, they'll be interacting with the student, that the different meeting will come. So we should show the proof that how we achieved this outcome, program outcome or course outcome. And we should have the evidence for that. Then list of publications, consultancy, sponsored, funded research project by the program faculty. Coming to the list of publications, we should have the, we will be tabulating and keep preparing the list of publications. We should segregate or categorize them on the basis of impact of the journal or the SCI index journal or whichever the indexed journals. And in many conferences and journals are there paid versions or international journal of this, that. But if it is not an indexed one, that inspecting team may not consider it. So ensure when we are submitting the list of papers or the publication should give the good quality. Okay, what are the publication you have, give the list, you show them, but they will be considering only the good, what is called cited publications or good impact journal publications in SCI or ESI or Scopus Index journal. So ensure we should have if you are preparing a list of 60 and in that only 10 are good, you should know which are the 10. If they are asking us to show a sample one, we should show this, or they may be taking this one. There are more experienced people are coming for the inspection, so we cannot blame or we cannot cheat them, and we should not also. So we should know what is inside our file, what is the list of publication, where it is, and we should not show, or we should not give the data which we doesn't have. Coming to the consultancy, should have the proper document. Normally the funded project and consultancy more than 1 lakh only they are considering. Okay, that also again depends upon. Still, even if you have a 10,000 rupees funded project from IE or IEEE, show it. They may or may not consider, but we got a funded research. Maximum information we should project it. Some they may consider, but they may not consider, no problem. So funded, sponsored or funded research project by the project program faculty. Then sample materials for theory and laboratory courses. In the sample material for theory and laboratory courses, we may have a course file. Inside the course file, starting from the course syllabus, or we can the syllabus framed by the university or the syllabus framed by a syllabus will be there. In that, there will be have the lecture, tutorial, practical will be there. Course outcome will be there. Course objective will be there. Course plan will be there. Then topics taken areas will be there. Then schedule will be there. Suppose a 4-credit course, we may have a 4 hours class in a week. So we have this schedule will be there. Then after taking the topic, we have to ensure these are the topics we have taken. Then we'll be conducting the internal evaluations, maybe a module examination or a quiz or a objective exam or subjective examination. So we should keep the sample question papers, sample answer papers, both for the theory, that is tutorial, as well as the coursework. And while framing as I mentioned in the previous, in the assessment of course outcomes, ensure we are framing the course outcomes on the basis of Bloom's taxonomy level. Our course outcomes should have the level 1 to level 6. All the level questions should be there. A sample outcome I shown at the introduction part. Similarly, we can discuss if required about the Bloom's taxonomy and different level. So framing also ensure our course outcomes starting from the lower level, understand or remember level, and go to the design and evaluation level. All courses or all topic may not have the design or the application level. Some may be a remembering, but you should not have more than 40% in the remember category. At least 60% should be higher. Even if you set a question paper, should ensure that at least top 10% should be reserved for the extraordinary students. Now we should have a analytical questions or skill questions or whatever it may be. So in our course file, we'll have the sample question paper. So they will be asking us to show the internal examination question paper. We should show. They will be going through the question. They'll tell, oh, this is not good. This is not good. It's not having any quality. Explain what is derived, discuss, define. So they'll tell quality is not there. So ensure the question paper framing, we should go with the Bloom's taxonomy level. So we should, in our including our small examination, if a 10-mark examination, we should not have more than 4 mark of understand or remember category. A level should vary. And after the examination, if we found that, and we'll be doing the target setting will be there, attainment level calculation will come. So we'll be actually setting a target. We'll be setting a value for a particular course. And if you are expecting, we set a 60 is the target set for a course. After the first series examination or the first internal examination, we looking how many students got more than 60%. If nobody got 60% or the number of students got more than 60% is less, means we have not attained or we have not attained that particular level. So only a starting only I given, the different calculations are there only for basic idea, attainment level is not there. So we should think where was the problem, whether my delivery was not good or my delivery was not effective to the students, maybe from our volume, maybe the material which we presented or our questions level, all those things. If wherever the shortcomings, the delivery method is not correct, change the delivery method. The material or our voice or the quality of presentation or whatever the drawback or the shortcoming identified, then what is called correct it. That is, we can say the identification of the gap and the correction, and then we can improve. That what we are looking in the outcome-based education. So theory lab, we will have the theory subject, then internal examination mark, the topic taken, then next internal calculations, then coming to the university. Or then course material, starting from the class 1 to the last class, if we can provide the course material as a PDF file or Word file or a YouTube video or our own video, we can give the link or we can give the material. The delivery method, we can instead of going simply a verbal communication, we can go for the interactive classes, some case studies, some model work they can give to the student. Let them have some participatory work. We can add a multimedia classes, whatever the media is possible. Make it interesting. So we are developing if you are going for an interactive class, suppose a case study method, then we will be improving the students' capacity to read and understand. We'll be improving their capacity to analyze and present a paper or present a topic. We'll be improving their skill of working in team, making a leadership quality, all those things, communication skill, different graduate attributes can be improved through our daily classes if we can add it. This 1 hour classes, if we can schedule it, 10 minutes for this activity, 30 minutes for this, we should not take more than 30-minute class. Remaining 30 minutes should be for the activity oriented in every class. Then we can make the class more active and interesting. Even though in this section also I keep on talking early, not made any activity because all our senior will come back to some activities also along with the presentation. So we'll have the sample materials for theory and for the laboratory courses, lab courses, scheduling of the lab, implementation of the lab, result declaration. In the lab, we can evaluate through the rubrics. The other different methods are the direct assessment and indirect assessment. Come to that. Then sample, test and semester examination question papers for all courses, we should store it and we should show. Then sample, test and semester examination answer projects, assignments. They'll be, once they come, they'll be asking for a sample project. They'll be asking for show the excellent projects. And for the at least for 3 to 5 years token. 3 years normally they are looking. So we should keep a best project from all the 3. And if you have some project which have a good work and published in a indexed journal, keep that project as one to show them. And if you got fund from some institutions like IEEE or IEA or any institution, if they get a fund from Center for the Disability Studies or whichever the organizations, a small fund or large fund funded project, all those documents you project report you show to them. Someday they may ask, give the list of students of 2020 pass or we give. From that they may be asking, give the project report of these students. Similarly, any cases. So we should have the copy of all those project reports, lab record book, at least answer paper comes, answer script comes. We should have an excellent, one good and one marginal pass for each examination. Question papers and evidences related to the assessment tools for COs and POs. For checking the attainment of a particular course, if one course is having 6 course outcome, each course outcome may related to a set of modules. Suppose syllabus is divided into 5 module or 5 chapter, CO1 and CO2 may be directly or indirectly related to the module 1 and 2. Then after the 1 and 2 portion is over and its examination is over, we are calculating some percentage of weightage for the CO1 and CO2 similarly. We'll come to the mapping also a little later. Then student record of 3 immediate batches of graduates, sample projects, design reports, excellent, good, marginal by students, sample student feedback. Yeah, feedback mechanism, we should have at least twice a semester feedback. One may be after a couple of weeks of the starting of the course, one may be at the end of the program. So we can have some questionnaire, we can give them, can take it in a confidential manner or with the student's name or without student's name. If you can give without student's name or the student's name is not recognized or not identified by a faculty, I feel that will be better because students have the courage to write a correct feedback about a faculty if they know that their name is disclosed or not identified by the faculty. If they have that confidence, surely they will write. Otherwise, they may not give a correct feedback. Until unless we are not getting a correct feedback, we will not be able to correct it, we will not be improving it, even though we will complete all this document. So feedback from the students is very much. Sample for how we are taken the feedback, what score we have got it, what action we are taken, all those report. Whenever we take a feedback or a minutes, we should have the action taken report also. Sample for industry institution interaction. We may invite some industry people to come and give a talk, then keep the schedule, keep some photos, snapshots of that event, then schedule what are the topics they are taken. If possible, after every program, ask the student to make a report. You can ask every student or a random student to make a report, file it. That will be useful to show them. After 3 years, making all this document for an inspection is very difficult, and this there will not be any genuinity. But daily, if we can, if you do any activity, we think it for my accreditation. So what are the things required for an accreditation? If it is clear to all the members of the department, surely whenever they do something, first they'll think, is it good for my accreditation? Yes, then do accordingly. After a seminar or a webinar, take a report from the students and file it. That work will, it's not a heavy work or burden. If we keep everything for the last moment, it will be difficult, we will forget. We know that, yes, I called X from that industry for a talk, but I don't remember his name. Suppose HOD called that guy. Program is organized by another faculty. HOD's personal relation, he might have come here to the college or the institution. But when the time when we are preparing, suppose HOD is not, if he forget that people, he calling for 10 people for different classes. What I want to convey, so whenever we make some program, make the document then and there. That's industry institution interaction. Similarly, our students go for internship or industrial visit, take a report from them and file it in a file. Results of quality assurance reviews. Now, every institution is having an AQC, that's a mandatory disclosure for even for the AICTE or for the majority of the university. So they may be doing some internal auditing or external auditing. Keep the report with us and correct it. What are the suggestions they suggested orally or written? Correct it. Result of quality assurance reviews. Then records of employment and higher studies of graduates. We say our this many students, like 2020 passed, 120 students, 80 got place. If we say they won't accept it until unless we show their employment offer letter or their present identity card. Even a student is getting a job in an organization, we can ask them to send their salary slip or a photo of their ID card. That will be a good proof than the offer letter what we show from the placement cell. All this I am telling from my experience when I interacted with the accreditation team from 2008 onward. The department was accredited. Luckily, I could be the part of the department then 2002 onward, 2001 onwards. So we told we are having good number of students placed, but when we could not show in the initial 2007, 2008 accreditation, we have shown the offer letter, but they didn't agree. Then the next time when they came, we are done like this. We contacted all the students personally by the class teacher or the faculty advisor, asked them to request it. As we know that when the students leave the campus, getting any information from them is a tedious job. So we repeatedly asking them. Now it is somewhat easy because we are the WhatsApp. They can take a photo and send it immediately. Earlier, they had to scan it and send it to the mail. They laziness or lethargy, we can say. So we should have the proper record of employment. Higher studies of graduates, if they are gone for higher studies, MBA or MTech or whatever it may be, we should have the identity card of that institute. That's what the authority, a good evaluation team will be looking. So we should collect it from the students. Then their GATE scorecard we can show. Then records of academic support and other learning activities. Beyond the curriculum, what are the facilities available in the department? Or beyond the training, what are the training we are given? Lab utilization, normally we work from 10 to 4. And if lab is used from 4 to 6, some days it keeps open for the student, maybe for the repeated experiments doing, or from repair work, or some student, keen interested student came, we told lab instructor and faculty to be there and help them. So ensure you are entering all those records in our lab record activities, additional time. That all will give a bonus or an additional. Even if you do and we doesn't have a document of extra working, they will not give any score. So they can ask any document related to the accreditation process. All those information we are given in our SIR. They are already gone through our SIR and coming, and they have experienced members. So they have a lot of document in different places they have seen. So they may ask many things. If we can give all, well and good, may not be possible. As we know, we are the teachers. When we are even checking answer paper, we are normally finding out the missing points than the correct answers in the answer paper. We will be looking, okay, this question, these are the things should be there. Okay, these three. Suppose you are looking 6 points, 2 is missing, 6 mark question, 2 is reduced to 4. That is a normal. So missing things as a teacher, very easy to find out than what is in the answer paper. Same way they will be evaluators also will be doing. They will be easily find out the shortcomings or missing information from our activities or from the file. Then as I mentioned, there will be different meetings. Initially when they come, Sugrowth meeting they will do with their own members. Then first meeting is the head of the institutions, deans, head HODs, program and course coordinator. That's the first meeting. In that meeting, principal or the head of the institution will be giving overall idea, briefing about the college, mainly focusing on the institution specific criteria document. So it will go around 45 to 1 hour, lot of questions and queries, and will prolong. Most probably by half of the morning section will be with the principals, address of the principals interactions and their queries. And then after that, they will be going this one meeting. Then there will be an interaction with the members of the management, maybe the manager of the college or by the governing body, directors, IQAC cell. They'll have a meeting with the management to discuss how the program fits into overall strategic directions and focus of the institution, and management support for continued funding and development of the program. Interaction with the management. Then there will be a separate meeting with the faculty members. Program wise will be there, and a common faculty meeting also will be there. In the department faculty members meeting, HOD will be out. Only the faculty will be there. They will be interacting and asking many questions, starting from HOD's behavior with the colleagues, and what all the things HOD will be presented was correct or not. Are you all happy? Are you all getting the salary? Any question they can ask. Some sample questions. Are you get the salary what you signed, especially in the private sector, they'll be asking a question. Then welfare measures, if you are showing in the principal's presentation, we have these welfare measures are there. They'll be randomly asking some faculty about this, and the faculty is not answering because he or she was not knowing. They consider it is not there. So faculty members should know. Even in the beginning, initial accreditation and all, the members were asking the vision mission statement to the teachers or the faculty or to the lab staff or the student. We had to mug it up and we had to tell the vision mission statement. Then they'll be asking some of us to explain. When they come to the visit, then be coming to the lab, they may be asking the staff to do the experiments and show how we are getting the output. They'll be asking the lab inspectors some questions whether they want to know whether this lab staff is brought only for the inspection or they were from the beginning. So there'll be interaction with the faculty members in a group or an individual meeting will be there. There is an interaction with alumni. We had to bring the alumni here or they can come online. Last accreditation meeting, we had a virtual interaction or the online interaction with our alumni. Parents, one parent came here, other parent was online, he was from Bangalore, and our industrial expert from Delhi, one from Dubai. So we had a meeting with the online plus offline mode. We had a meeting arranged with the visiting team, alumni meeting. Then with the students. Students also, they may enter into class and interact, or they may ask us a list of students from all the classes. They may give some tick, and we have to call them. They may be interacting with the students in separate. In all those meetings, HOD or the management team will not be there. The students meeting, students alone will be there. Faculty meeting, faculty. Alumni means alumni. So then meeting with the parents. The time is exceeding. Someday they may conduct the meeting of alumni, students and parents also together. Depends upon the team's nature or depends upon their team. All these meetings may be the afternoon of first day or second day. Normally second day. The first day after the forenoon section, principals meeting, then half they'll be dividing into team. We'll come to that. Okay. Then, so coming to the documentary evidence to be kept ready, or the documents what they'll be looking for the institutional specific, they'll be looking from the composition of General Council or Board of Governors, Senate, and other academic and administrative bodies, their functions and responsibilities. Do we have all these bodies? If who are all which position? Do they have a bylaws? Do they have some procedure for the meeting? Do they minute their meeting minutes? All those documents, meeting of the minutes, what we suggested in the meeting one, did we implemented when we are presenting, or are you showing about the action taken report in the second meeting or third meeting, and so, or only these bodies are only in the paper, are they functioning correctly? All those documents they'll be asking. So we should have the governing body meeting minutes or the academic council meeting or the department meeting or class committee meeting. All these things should be there. Structured meetings and the documents should be available with the committee when we should show when they ask. Then list of all meetings of these bodies held in the past 3 years, and the action taken report of few meetings of such bodies along with the list of current faculty members who are the members of such bodies. Then rules, policies and procedures published by the institution, including service book, academic regulations, along with the proof that employees or students have been made aware of the rules and procedures, transparency of rules and regulations. Our HR document, HR policies, or all rules and regulations should be published in the website, and it should be easily available and accessible to all the members of the institutions, and all the members should be aware of that. Some policies are there, rules are there, but if we doesn't know, suppose they are asking a question to the individual X says, I don't know how many leave you have a year, how many days you can take it maternity leave with a salary or without salary. If they are not knowing, a newly joined faculty, if she doesn't know all those things, then they will think may not be available. So what I want to convey, ensure all faculty should ensure all policies are read and understood. If they have some doubt, they can ask with the seniors in the department or the HOD or the dean or registrar or more, whatever the senior administrative officers in the institutions. Then budget allocation and utilization. Do we have an audited statement of account? For the college, as well as for the department. The first accreditation inspection in our college, the department-wise budget was not there. We are having only a small amount of 5,000 in our account, and we are managing this. All the requirement, we will project the requirement management through the administrative section. Whatever the requirement is projected, they will be asking for the quotation, comparison, making it, and we will be getting the equipment, and payment is done by the college office or the main office. Now they told us no, the HOD should have this much power, financial power of HOD without permission of management. HOD's limit, principal's limit, dean's limit, like that. But thereafter, we had a department account and budget allocation. Every year in our college, the management will be asking the budget proposal from the department. They'll work it out, they'll sanction the amount, and we can buy or we can purchase the things from that budget. So allocated budget and utilized budget will be giving in a form, and they'll be checking. Suppose allocated 10 lakhs, utilized is only 88 lakhs, means only 80% is used. Why? Or we projected 6, we used 8. We should have a justifiable answer for all those things. Okay, that is a budget and a budget allocation and a utilization. Then our website is having all the information with its address, library resources, books and journal holdings, listing of core computing and manufacturing facilities, common facilities. Do we have a manufacturing lab or a common computing facilities? All those things will be looking. Record of training and placement, career training and placement, career guidance cell, record of safety check, including the fire and safety. We should have the proper firefighting equipment at the different locations in the campus. If you keep a fire extinguisher, and if they are asking some guy and he doesn't know how to operate it, it is a useless. So we should give a training how to operate the fire extinguishers, different types of fires, which extinguisher should be used for which type of fire. All these basic information also should be given to all the members, including the faculty, lab staff, student, administrative, including your seekers or all the people, because they may be, suppose a fire extinguisher in a corridor, and they are asking the student or a faculty or a seeker, they should be able to answer it. It is what for. So they should not say that it is kept only for inspection, not be. So we should ensure all the safety checks. It's a multi-story building where the provision of lift is there, a centralized fire safety equipment is there. All those things should be documented and information, and should be usage of all these things should be known to each individual in the institutions. Medical care records and usage of ambulance. Do we have a permanent doctor in the campus? Do we have a counselors? Do we have the ambulance facility in the campus? Where is the nearest hospital? Who is the doctor? All those information we should have. Then we should have an academic calendar, schedule of tutorial, makeup classes or remedial classes, add-on course, and course file containing, as I already mentioned, course details, expected course outcome, set of question papers, assignments, evaluation schemes, including for the institution specific first year data, and program specific will be for the second year to final years. Then analysis for assessment and attainment of outcomes, list of additional topic to meet the outcomes. Feedback form, analysis of feedback and corrective actions, I mentioned a little bit early. Then documented feedback received from the stakeholder. This is one of the important area. As far as possible, collect the information from the all stakeholders. Major stakeholders are student is with us, the industries, alumni, parent, and financiers or the management. We should take the feedback even from the employers or the industries. Take a feedback from the faculty. When we can set a feedback form with the objective to meet our outcomes, we can set a feedback form. We can mail it or we can share it through some link or some contact to the employers, and then we can get the feedback like from the parents or from alumni. Even the parents' feedback can be taken from the PTA meeting by an oral communication or by giving some forms or some document, get the corrective feedback. Then list of faculty along with their qualification teaching first year courses. Then result of first year students, documents related to the number of seats filled in the first year for different branches, how many applications received, how many were admitted, how many from the management, how many from the government, what was the first rank, what was the last rank, all those information for the 3 years we should have for the first years. Then coming to the program specific information, first is starting from the NBA accreditation report of the past visit, if any. If we had already, if we are going for the second time, then what are the weaknesses mentioned in the first report? Are we rectified? That will be the first question, and we should show the proof of that. Even for the complaints also, what are the shortcomings they mention? Normally they give fully complaint, concern, weakness, deficiency, YCWD. These are the 4 marking. For concern, weakness, and deficiency, what action we are taken? That should be available in a file with thorough explanation. Then department budget and allocations. Earlier, we mentioned about the college budget and allocation. Similarly, for the department budget and allocation for 3 years. Admission, seats filled and ranks, last 3 years for the department. For the particular program, list and number of students cleared the program in 4 years. Means that we have to give for the 3 pass out. If 2020, if you are going for the accreditation, we should give the information of past 3 years, 2019, 2018, 2017 pass out, 17, 18, 19 pass out, full details we should have, and 2021, almost 5 to 7 years data, 3 previous years full data, and for running students, seven set of students or 7 batch of students information we will be needing it. List and number of students who cleared the program in 4 years from their result or from the professional or degree certificate. Suppose 2014-18 batch, suppose 60 students were there. If 50 is cleared, the proof is the 2018 June result declared from the university with the all pass, the distinction or honors or first class or second class. So some document we should have. Average grade point. For every semester, we have the cumulative grade point average. 60 students are there. Each of them is having 6. So 60 into 6, 360 by 60 means it will be 6 will be there. Suppose 10 is having 8, 10 is having 6 or 7. We have to calculate the average grade point average. Grade point average of each pass out year and take its average. Similarly, for the CGP or percentage. Placement and health studies data, as I mentioned earlier, you should keep the identity card or salary slip. Then professional society activities, events, conferences organized. So we should organize professional society activities like IEEE, ISTA, SME, whatever it may be. So an invited talk, keep it, schedule, planning, all those things should be in a file. Conferences organized. Then list of students' papers along with hard copies of the publication. It's already mentioned. Sample, best and average project report. Details of faculty student ratio. Calculation will come. Faculty details with their service book, salary detail, sample appointment letters, promotion and award letters and certificate. These data institutional for the mainly for the first year teachers, the chairman will be looking. The program evaluators, the 2-member coming to the department, they may be asking these details from us also. We should have a copy or we should have an easy access of all this document when they ask. If you have a centralized location or maybe a college office or department administrative office is keeping, we should know where it is and easily or how far or fast we should give the information on documents. Faculty list with the designation, qualification, joining date, publication and R&D interaction details. If possible, their appointment letter copy you keep. If their promotion letter, keep. If they have an award, keep it. If they have funded project, keep the information related to that. Then list of faculty publication along with the DOE and publication citation details. List of R&D and consultancy project along with the approvals and project completion reports. List and proof of faculty interaction with outside world. Wherever we go for any program, for an invited talk, interaction with the student, or for some consultancy work, keep all the document. If somebody is inviting you for an expert speaker or an inspection, ask them for a letter of request. Keep that as a proof. And if you can get a duty certificate, then keep it. That will be the proof that interaction with the outside. Some photograph is there, some newspaper clipping is there, keep it. That all will add the value for our score or the evaluation when the team comes. So list of program specific labs and computing facilities within the department. They'll be looking into the different lab facilities, equipments, list of classrooms, faculty room, list of non-teaching staff with their appointment letters, list of short-term courses, workshop arranged, and course module developed. If you are developing some course module and delivering through e-platform or e-mode or whichever the mode it may be, like through LMS module or some courses you can develop it, maybe beyond the syllabus or an extra talent or extra skill development, that all you can add it, develop, and the link site information. All these are required even for the NAC also. Some of these informations are common. Record of new program specific facility created beyond the syllabus. Then record of overall program specific improvements, means after the first accreditation to know what all the improvements we made. That should be with a documentary valid proof we should have in a file. Then curriculum, program outcomes, program educational objectives, mission, vision statement, and where they are disseminated, where all they are shown. Then mapping of course outcome with the POs and PSOs, program outcomes and program specific outcome. Do we have a correlated mapping? Correlated mapping means we'll be having some weightage 1, 2, 3, and do we have done it? All those things should be in a file. Then dissemination of this, are we published it all in the visible area? Come to the evaluation sheet, we'll explain that. Then course file, already I mentioned, plan of course delivery, question paper, answer script, assignments, reports of the assignments, project report, report of design. All I mentioned about the things. Rubrics developed to validate POs and PSOs. Rubrics developed to validate. Rubrics means again some quantities or which we can measure yes or no, or we can measure by quantitative. Some we can only measure by a qualitative, where the qualitative measures will be using the rubric. Suppose how effectively you can communicate it. I cannot give, suppose I am conducting a letter writing competition and 10-mark question, if good written, I can give 10 or 9. But how effectively he communicated only can see by his presentation skill. So we can set some target, excellent, meets what is called, it's excellent presentation, very good, good, needs improvement, something like that. That is what the rubrics. Rubrics developed to validate the POs and PSOs. Improvement in curriculum mapping, POs and PSOs. Means we made a mapping, we calculate the attainment, and if not attained, what is the method we made? Suppose we have around 48 subjects or courses are there. These 48 courses are not meeting the requirement of mapping of PO. What we modified in the curriculum, improvement in curriculum. Then direct and indirect assessment to show the attainment of POs and PSOs. What are the tools, assessment tools we have used? Analysis of assessment and attainment. That is important in anything, any meeting or any activity, even feedback. We should have an analysis of that, and shortcomings should be rectified. And analysis, action taken, and then we should see the outcome, how much we achieved or what is the changes in the outcome. Then actions identified for the improvement and the impact analysis. Stakeholders' involvement in the process of improvement of POs and program outcomes and program specific outcome. That is from the feedback of the stakeholders, we can take the, or we have to procedure to redefining PSOs. We cannot have the redefining of earlier it was there. POs when we were coining, we have the provision to redesign or improve it. But presently PO is given by the NBA. So PSO can be redefined. We can get the feedback from the industry. So industrial people is saying presently this particular software modern tool is used for the electronics industry. Don't go with the old one. You teach this one. So we can add part of curriculum, or we can add this particular course as a additional course or the additional material. You can read the gap. Then budget allocation and utilization. So these are the documents to be used. During the visit, the evaluation team conducts an accreditation visit to the institution as per the visit schedule given by the NBA. Duration of the visit for one program is 2 days and more than one program, it is 3 days. The member have a day zero to review the pre-visit reports and to identify and discuss the issues common to all program. That is, members of evaluation team will do before coming to the campus, maybe in their hostel stay. Sometimes if they are coming first time meeting in the campus, then they may ask a separate place for their interaction. We should keep some 2 or 3 rooms separately for their interaction. They ask, we want a private places. Normally we invite them to the principal's office or manager's office, and we may be arranging presentation in some other area. They should have some area where they can privately discuss. So we should have that view that we should give a private area for them in the campus. Okay. So day 0 to review. Then day 1, chairperson briefs the program evaluators on the evaluation process during the visit, which is further followed by question answer section of them. Then each evaluator of respective program submits day-wise report to the chairperson on each day. Then, and after the 0th visit, day 0 review, they come to the campus, we receive them. Then we have the first activity, the meeting with the principal's presentation or the head of the institution's presentation. Then they will be dividing into 2, program evaluators team and the chairman's team. So they will be going, the chairman will be going for the common facility inspections. The program evaluators, they will be going the different. If 5 programs are there, the campus is in a scattered manner or in different places. Chairman may focus on library, chairman and 1 member, other may go to the sports facilities or the hostel facility or different places. They may common facilities will go. By noon, normally they finish this activity. After noon, the program evaluators will be coming to the department, and the HOD or the program coordinator will be presenting the department in front of them. In that presentation also, we can have around 30 to 45-minute presentation. They will have all questions. So better to present it in the way we submitted ESIR, or where the evaluation gate or the criteria wise, one by one, starting from the affiliations or from the starting from our affiliation. If the previous accreditation is there, then it's what are the improvement we made. As per the criteria wise, we can go, we can present it. Someday they may wait for our presentation to over, or someday they may interact it. Then someday they may just skip, go it fast, go it like that. Interactions and intervene or problems will be there. We have to tolerate it. Someday they may make us to feel we have not done anything, we have nothing in our presentation or nothing in our campus. They may create a situation we will totally demotivate or demoralize. Don't. It is their duty. The different people have different attitudes. Let them speak anything, no problem. They may tell you don't have this. Whatever you show, this is not a good quality. This is very bad. What nonsense you made. Even when we give a cup of tea, they may say it's not hot, it is not good. If they're asking a cup of tea, then they say, I want sugar, I don't want. Many situations, maybe just like stress interview, we can say that 3 days will be really a stress environment. But at once it's over, really a relief mood we will be. Anyway, so there'll be HOD's presentation. Sorry. Then second day, they'll be going. The chairman will be evaluating the institution-specific documents and programs. The program evaluators may go and interact the class. And they enter into the class. The classes, they may go with the theory classes. They may go to tutorial classes. They will be going to a lab sections. They will be interacting with the student. They'll be coolly, they'll go and sit at the back or front. And the teacher should continue the class as usual. They'll be monitoring how the classes are going on, knowledge of the teacher, interaction of the student, all those things will be there. So as real class, then some evaluators, they will not ask any question during that time. Sometimes they may be asking question to teachers, or sometimes they may be asking to the students. And some days they'll tell this is all wrong thing what we are telling, depends upon the evaluator. So after that, they'll be come to the lab. They may ask the lab instructor to do the experiment or the faculty to do the experiment. They'll be checking the lab records, stock register, suppose a CRO, there are many fees posted, how the cost, where is the bill, all those documents they'll be checking. Even they'll be asking for the stock register, stock number, even the chair they are sitting area, when you purchase the from, where is the bill? All those documents should be available in our lab. So there will be a visit to the classroom. In classroom also, if possible, put the vision mission statement, which is easily in front of the students, maybe by the side of blackboard or green board, which is visible from the long distance. Sometimes if you put a small one, they'll comment will be there, it's not visible or readable. The dissemination or the placement of vision mission, POC all have some value. We should get full mark in those areas where we can have. Laboratories pertaining to the program, sometimes they may ask us to take to a lab, or they may tell you, okay, let us go to this lab. Depends upon their choice. Central and department library, computer facility, these are the places normally they visit. The HOD's meeting, faculty meeting, interaction with the college faculty, with the non-teaching staff, all those things will be there. Then once this is over, during the visit, then after all their evaluation last day, before they go, they have an exit meeting. So exit meeting, in the exit meeting, the almost the same members who are in the initial principals meeting presentation, management representative will be there, HOD will be there, head of the institution will be there, dean will be there. It's almost all senior faculty members of the institution will be there. They will be briefing starting from the strength of the institution. First, the evaluators will be sharing about the strength and weakness of the program. Then the chairman will be briefing about the overall strength and weaknesses. From their conversation or interaction, we will get an idea whether we will get accreditation or not, or we are in the borderline. And they will be asking us, are you ready to go along? Suppose they say something is not there and we have, we can tell them, sir, it was there, you might have overlooked it. Then they may again come back, they will verify and they will correct it also. Stands for us to interact with them, there is no problem. And then chairperson of the team will give an opinion or option to the institution. Do you want to continue with the accreditation process, or you want to withdraw the accreditation of the program? If we wish to, if you are feeling we will not get the chance for accreditation, so we can withdraw it. Once we withdraw it, then later we can again apply. So if the institution wishes to do, we can do it. The principal has to give a written statement, we are withdrawing the program, or we can continue. Okay. Then after the exit meeting, we cannot have any communication regarding the withdrawal. That will not be accepted by the visiting team has left the institution. Then each program evaluator submit an evaluation report to the chairperson after the exit meeting. And chairperson prepare the executive summary of the visit and also consolidating the program-wise evaluation report and submit the same to NBA within 7 days from the date of exit meeting. So after that, these reports are processed as explained the post assessment stage, what we mentioned earlier in the NBA office. Then they will be declaring the result. It's already mentioned, evaluation team will conduct an exit meeting. Then before they leave, we have to give a feedback appraisal of 360-degree feedback. 360-degree means from all the corner. There should be a feedback form available online for the institution, chairperson, and evaluators by the NBA. A feedback form to be filled by the head of the institution. In that form, we'll be focusing on the evaluation team comprising the chairperson and evaluators regarding the accreditation and evaluation process and seeking comments about the general behavior of the evaluation team. We can give the format is available. So we go through, it will be more clear. All these forms I'll show in next day's presentation. Then feedback form to be filled in by the chairperson. Similarly, he will share his experience, how sincere, how transparent the process was there. Then evaluators will be giving a feedback form. Then chairperson will be giving a feedback about the evaluators and reverse also, vice versa also, this feedback form. Then comes to the accreditation agencies and finalizing it. If we get a score above 750 out of 1000, we will be getting accrediting for 6 years. There is some conditions. We should have a, as I mentioned, YCWD, fully compliant, concern, weakness, deficiency. Each criteria, there are 10 criteria. Each criteria is some sub-criteria and sub-criteria. Each criteria, they'll be calculating for each criteria one. How suppose 10 form points are there. How many have Y? Y means full mark, we can say. How many C? How many W? How many D? If they give weakness and efficiency, they have to give the explanation also in the remarks column. If the total Y is more than 7, or the 7 criteria are more than 7 fully compliant, and 3 concerned, then we can get for 6 years. And also some more conditions are there. Number of available PhD in the department should be more than the 30% of the required number of faculty averaged over 2 academic year. 30% PhD holder in the department. Admission should be more than 75% for the last 3 years, and overall institutional admission should be more than 60%. Faculty student ratio should be greater than or equal to 1:20 averaged over 3 academic year. 1:25 it's okay, but we will not get 6 years. And at least there should be 2 professors or 1 professor and 1 associate professors on regular basis with PhD degree should be available in the respective department for 2 academic years. HOD of the program under consideration should possess the PhD degree in current academic year. These are the mandatory along with the 754 for the award of accreditation for 6 years. If fully compliant is less than 7, or if 30% PhD holders are not, then we may get accreditation for 3 years. For 3 years, we require only 4 should be more than 4 criteria should be more than 5. More than 4 should be in the fully compliant and should not have any deficiency. Concern and weakness okay, and should have the score more than 600. Number of PhD should be 20%. Admission should be more than or equal to 60% at the institution and 16 at the department. Faculty student ratio should be at least 1:25. 2 professor, 1 professor and 1 associate with PhD. HOD should be a PhD program associate. Then coming to the code of conduct, these are the some penalties if you do some trying to convince or do some mistakes. These are the some of the informations like false misleading advertisement, not conforming to the NBA norms in any public media. Notice to withdraw false information within 7 days or else withdrawal of the accreditation. Suppose we get the accreditation for a particular program, EC, we cannot say the college is accredited by NBA. It's a false information. Whenever we publicize this accreditation information, including the date and information should be correct. Information on website conflicting with SAR. In SAR, we say something, 20 faculty and website we show 30 or vice versa. Notice to correct the information on website within 7 days or else withdrawal of the accreditation. Because we should know about this, otherwise we should not do any mistakes. False information pre-qualification form, pre-qualifier, clerical or typo errors, we can resubmit within 2 weeks or 15 days. If you are doing a willful falsification of data, not eligible for accreditation for next 2 years. False information SAR not affecting the accreditation, resubmission of information within 4 weeks. False information affecting the accreditation will not get accreditation for 3 years. Attempt to influence the visiting teams or other NBA authority, not eligible for accreditation for 2 years. Non-cooperation with the NBA team on official or surprise visit, not eligible for accreditation for 2 years. These are the penalties and misconduct which we are not expected. We should not do, or we should know about the penalty. Okay. So coming to the outcome-based education and accreditation, we will be discussing in detail. That is outcome-based accreditation targeted at achieving desirable outcomes in terms of knowledge, skills, attitudes, and behavior at the end of the program. And teaching with this awareness and making the associated effort constitute the outcome-based education, OBE and OBA. This entails a regular methodology for ascertaining the attainment of outcomes and benchmarking these against the program outcomes consistent with the objective of the program. we were having input-output model 2009, and later we had an outcome-based model. So this flowchart is the entire accreditation process. So far what we discussed. With that, I will be concluding that accreditation process: institution first checking registration with ENBA, application for once registered, then submitting the pre-qualifier by paying 10% of accreditation fees of the total. Suppose 5 program, 13 lakhs plus tax, then 1.3 plus tax, we should submit it along with the pre-qualifier. They will be verifying. If qualified, then SIR we can submit within 6 months along with the 90% of fees. Then NBA constituting the team comes and inspect it. They give the information. Moderation committee meets. Evaluation and accreditation committee evaluate it and intimating the information. If we are not satisfied, we can give an appeal by paying 1.5 lakh rupees, and that academic advisory committee will look into it. If whatever the decision will be communicated back to the institution. This is the entire accreditation process. And I would like to conclude by stating, just given an overview of NBA accreditation process, accreditation mock visits, starting from the document preparation till the evaluation and the result, submitting the application. So you should be able to fill each criteria. Okay, submit the application for accreditation. And tomorrow's session, we will fill how to fill each criteria. We'll discuss in tomorrow's sections. If you have any questions or any queries related to this, you can ask me now, or later in my mail or in my phone, you can contact. It's open now. You can unmute your mic and ask the question. Thank you. You can.
So we have some questions in the chat box.
Yeah, please ask the question. Can I see, or will you read?
So I'll be reading out to you.
Please, yeah.
What are the major difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2?
Oh, Tier 1 and Tier 2 institutions. It's simple difference. One is the Tier 1 institutions are centrally funded. They have full autonomy in their curriculum, syllabus, everything. And like our IITs, IISc, and IIIT, NIT, Central University, State University. And Tier 2 is all affiliated institutions. Coming to the accreditation is concerned, the score wise, the total score for both Tier 1 and Tier 2 is same 1000 marks. But for Tier 1, if you look at the criteria, one is having that vision mission is having 50, and for the Tier 2 it is 60. Similarly, program, curriculum and teaching learning, that slide I presented, the difference between the score. Again, coming to the total score for the program specific criteria for Tier 1 and Tier 2 will be same 780. And the institutional criteria also, the 220 will be common, but some certain area the mark will vary. And similarly, the documentary evidences and documents will be different. Rest everything will remain same. I hope it is clear what is the difference between Tier 1 and Tier 2. That their SIR form also, little difference is there, that we will show by tomorrow's presentation. Yeah, continue, please.
If we are not qualified in pre-qualifier, will the fees be refunded?
Okay. Once you are not qualified in pre-qualifier, that means maybe suppose some data, suppose the number of PhD holder 10%, 20%. If it is not there, then that you can correct it, and the money will not be, the registration fee of 1 lakh will not be, that will be for lifelong and will not be wasted. You can resubmit it. Some clerical mistake or typo error mistakes are there. We have the time to correct it and send it back. Money will not be wasted. That money will be with the NBA and we will get the money. Yeah.
It is said that a certificate issued by a college is valid only if it is certified by IQAC. Is it like that?
Okay. It's a validity of the certificate depends upon the genuinity of the program and also about the affiliations. If we can give through IQAC, now in every institution as per the AICTEs and norms and regulation, IQAC is the higher authority, not higher authority, the organizer of the team, the quality cell, ensuring the quality aspects of the entire institution. So all those programs, if IQAC is approving, means that certificate is having more validity than the non-IQAC certification. Means you can, the particular institute will have an IQAC and discuss with the IQAC coordinator or the chair and conduct the program with them. So they will tell these are the minimum qualities we expect for this particular program. So through IQAC it will have more validity. And I didn't heard that without IQAC certificate is not valid. It's nothing like that, but have more value.
If we are affiliated, is it possible for getting an accreditation for 6 years? We have heard that this is possible only for Tier 1.
No, nothing like that. Anyone can get 6 years accreditation. Normally have a prejudice or expectation that only IITs and NITs can get 6 years accreditation. That is Tier 1 institution. No, Tier 2 also can get, provided we have that 750 scores and meeting the requirement. Like as mentioned, we should have at least 7 criteria is fully compliant, means without any deficiency or any weakness or concern for 7. Remaining 3 criteria, if you are concerned, okay, weakness and deficiency should not be there. And we should have 30% of PhD holder. In a department of 10, we should have at least 3 PhD holder for last 2 academic year. Not on that inspection day, we should have for last 2 academic year. And also we should have the admission, 75% admission. And yeah, these are the main criteria for 6 years. Deficiency should not be there. 30% should be PhD holder, and we should have minimum 2 professors or 1 professor and associate professor in the department with the PhD for the last 2 academic years. And HOD should have PhD. These are the minimum. If any institution is having or meeting all this quality, they will get. The institution, the self-finance institution, have 6 years accreditation. Means autonomous institution, Tier 2 institutions. Yeah.
Will this method of accreditation be a good one, as it is based on the documentary evidence that we are producing?
Oh, okay. Question is the genuine question, and everybody has the doubts. Especially in everybody's mind, it is there. For the accreditation, we are only preparing the document. Anyone can prepare the document and get accreditation. Then what is the use of this? That is the question's direct or indirect meaning. But my experience and sincere effort, suppose we are making a document. I heard that some of the institutions or some of the places, they get this accreditation by making the document by outsourcing and getting it. But that is not genuine. But if you do, if you are sincerely, we can get one time. Suppose we do by this and we are not doing it further, then we may not have a sustainability. We can teach the people once, not every time. So when we do this accreditation, this outcome-based accreditation, with its real meaning, real effort, and sincerity, surely our product means graduates graduating from our institute, the accredited institute, will have high quality, will have employability skill, will be a high demand product, no doubt in that. So, and if you do sincerely, you will enjoy it. And we know it's a little difficult, but when the accreditation result comes, the day the accreditation result comes, how much happiness we get, how much mental satisfaction, we cannot say by words, only by really experiencing. I'm experiencing from 2008. At that time, we were not even matured. Only 2 batch was out. We applied the accreditation application 2007 and 2008 February they came for inspection. Including nearby, many government colleges were not accredited, and they are asking, you are taking high risk. Only our department and AAA went for that time. And luckily, and with our efforts and team spirit, we got it. God grace, we got it. So it's amount of happiness. I cannot express my words. So it's nothing like that. If you go sincerely, do sincerely, you can get it, and your graduate will be a highly qualified. Yeah. Anything?
As a new college, when can we apply for MBA?
Yeah, for a new colleges, once you complete 2 batches are passed out. Suppose you started in, suppose 2021 you are applying for accreditation. If you have a 20 pass out and 19 pass out, you can apply. 2020 August, normally our result come. then 2 batches are out, then we can apply. Minimum requirement is 2 batches are to be graduated from the institution. Then all other minimum required pre-qualified number of students, number of faculty, number of PhD holders, professors, associates. If we are meeting those requirements, surely we can apply. This is not required that you should be senior to apply for the accreditation. Young colleges should go for the accreditation at the earliest, because the amount of informations, once we get accredited and know our shortcomings, if we sincerely improve, we keep on increasing our all quality aspects, surely we can reach to high position, high ranking. Yeah.
What is the difference between input-output based accreditation and outcome-based accreditation?
Okay. So this outcome-based accreditation is presently what we are following. And input-output accreditation model, looking about how many students are there, how many classrooms are there, how many seminar hall is there, how much area is there, means only looking for the input. Coming to the output, how many students are passed out, what is the result, how many placements, that's all. They are not looking into the outcome. They are not looking about the achievement. Achievement means there was no program educational objective or program outcomes or program specific outcomes when we were in the input output model. So when we came to the outcome based education only, vision mission was there. This PEO, PO, PSO, CO, all this comes in the outcome based. We come to the bottom level. Once we are delivering a course, the proper course planning and course mapping, and once the student is starting from day one in the institution to the last day of the college, they are learning, they are gaining some skill. That's a student-centric learning or learner-centric training in the outcome based. But in input output, it was teacher-centered, we can say indirectly. So that's the main difference. Outcome-based education, outcome-based learning, or the outcome-based accreditation model is focusing on the overall development of the student or the learner or the graduate than the faculty. Even we all are developing along with that. Suppose in the faculty contribution, so 200 mark questions are there. Our publication, our funded project, our presentation, interaction with outside. So to get the score, we will be interacting. When we interact with the outside world, surely we will also grow. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So thank you for your patient listening and the questions we asked. In tomorrow's sections, I expecting you to be back tomorrow morning again at 10 o'clock. We will continue with the different forms and what are the documents to be filled, how documents can be prepared, how the marking is done, which way we can score, we can improve our mark. In our accreditation, starting from 2008 onwards, we in the department, we used to keep on making the document, we keep on checking the mark. We'll be allocating minimum mark for this for criteria. Are we eligible? If not, how can we improve? Where we can improve? That way we worked out lot of works, even days and nights we worked to get the first time. Second time we were in the streamline, and now recent visits also we are not worked that much as we worked for the first time. So all those things we'll be discussing in the next or tomorrow's class. Thank you. Thank you, dear all. I remain. Thank you. Bye.
This session gave a very useful information on NBA document preparation. The participants were made clear on the objectives and significance of National Board of Accreditation to identify the accreditation manual suitable for your program, how to analyze various factors involved in accreditation, and to design a workflow for the accreditation of their program. Through this session, the departments would be able to evaluate the respective programs and identify the gaps. Thank you, dear participants. Thank you, sir. Participants can fill in the attendance and feedback for the session. The next session will start at 2 p.m.